The road to the feature games presented by Publix continues. I'm Cory McCartney, joined by PBR Alabama's Austin Sharp. Austin, good to have you.
Absolutely. Appreciate you having me on.
No worries at all. An intriguing catcher that Alabama will be bringing to the feature games July 26th to 29th at LakePoint Sports, and that's Noah Blackburn out of Mobile Christian and Excel Blue Wave. Tell me what stands out to you about Noah.
Well, yeah, we really think our catching group this summer and our future games team has a chance to be really strong. All three of the guys that we're taking over are I think, ranked inside the top 10 in our 25 class. And Noah's one of those guys. Noah, like Hudson Gilman, another one of our catchers that's coming. He was a young 25 that played up on last summer's future games team. So he knows what to expect and how, impressive that environment is with all those college coaches. And Noah's played with our junior future games over the past few years. So, Noah's a, really strong right-handed hitter, can really defend and has power hitting from the right side. He's, like I said, 6 foot, 195 pounds. Looks like a prototypical catcher. What you want a catcher's build, can bang the ball around the yard, has power to the pull side. Really, really good catch and throw ability. I think he's right around that 1.9 to 2.0 pop times and has a really strong arm. And he plays in the spring. He plays for one of the top programs in the Mobile area, in Mobile Christian, and they lost a good bit of upperclassmen this past spring, and Noah was one of those underclassmen who really stepped in and helped carry the load offensively, and had a really strong spring and is looking to continue to have a good summer at the future games, and we're excited to see him.
Yeah, he's a guy who you mentioned has been in this environment before as part of Team Alabama. He can be that calming force for your pitchers. I mean, we know the view that the pitchers get at the feature games. They're looking behind home plate, and there are dozens upon dozens of college coaches and recruiters back there. Noah Blackburn, Austin, can be that guy that can really put those pitchers at ease.
Yeah, definitely. And I can only imagine being, 15 to 16 years old and pulling up to to LakePoint and just seeing all those college coaches, and for Noah last year being, playing up a year with those 2024s, you can kind of see where you can let it creep in and kind of be a little bit wide eyed. But this year we expect Noah to, and Noah definitely held his own last year. But this summer, we expect him to have a really strong week and are looking forward to seeing how he does this week.
Well, Austin, can't wait to see what Noah brings to the feature games. Thanks for the time. And next up is my interview with the Alabama catcher. And here is Noah Blackburn, who will be representing Alabama at the upcoming PBR feature games. Noah, man, appreciate the time.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
So tell me when you found out, first of all, congratulations, and then tell me how you found out that you were going to be invited to the feature games and what was the reaction?
Well, I got an email, and I'm ecstatic, man. I love coming up here and playing from some of the best competition in the country. It's a great time.
Take me a little bit inside the approach for you as a player. If you had to self-scout and break down your game, how would you do it?
I would see myself as a smart player. I think that being smart, especially as a catcher, is a big part of the game. That's kind of a skill that a bunch of people gets looked over sometimes. And that's one of the biggest things about my game is how being smart and really just getting after it. I'll play as hard as you can.
The feature games is a really interesting environment for a catcher because one, a team's going to throw a whole bunch of catchers out there during one game. You got all these guys that are trying to light up the radar gun because there's all these college scouts here that are trying to impress. So how do you approach that in terms of your job of making these pitchers look good?
Well, it's really just trying to build a relationship. I love, trying to get to know my pitcher before I get out there, know what they like to throw, know how they feel and what's their best pitches, and it's really just, making them look good. That's all it's all about.
Tell me about controlling the run game. I know that there's this sense for a catcher that I want them to try it at least once so I can show off the arm and then lock it down from there. How do you kind of approach that end?
Well, it's really taking and making sure that they know that you can throw. That's a real big thing too, is I love keeping people intact, making sure that they know I'm back there, and picking behind runners. It's always a fun thing to do, and making sure your pitchers and you are on the same page with pitches and stuff, and that's it's all part of it.
What's the biggest point of development for you right now? That element where you say, okay, that ratchets up just a tiny bit, I'm going to be that much closer to where I want to be as a player?
You know, I think it's everything. It's a grind. It's every day trying to be the best that you possibly can and getting better every single day. You know, that's really all it is. I try to get better every single day.
There's some ridiculous catchers at the major league level right now. Is there anybody in particular that you've kind of modeled the way that you either call a game, the way that you receive, anything along those lines, the way you try to maybe frame anything from those ends that you picked up?
Yeah, my favorite catcher right now in the league is Sean Murphy. He plays for the Braves. I love the way he plays. He's a bigger catcher, and I just think he's really offensive too. He hits a lot of good balls, and I just love watching him catch and watching him play the game.
All right, you got that Rawlings bat in your hand. I'm going to have you take us through how you would approach an AB. Sound good?
Absolutely. So when I'm getting in the box, I'm trying to make myself feel comfortable, make myself feel as comfortable as possible. And when I'm getting in, I always make sure I'm sitting in this back hip, kind of a preload thing. And then, just getting in a nice, comfortable stance to hit. And then as he's throwing the pitch, I'm looking for something on the outer 2/3 of the plate, because I know that I can hit it. He's not going to beat me in. I know I can hit an inside pitch. So right here is what I'm looking for. And I'm looking to hit it right back off the pitcher's forehead. Keep me right up through the middle and staying through with my swing. And that's really all. That's my approach. That's what I do.
Noah, man, thank you so much for doing that. Cannot wait to see what you have in store for the future games.
Absolutely.
If you're not already, make sure you follow LakePoint Sports on all our social media channels. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. You'll get so much more happening here on campus.